Here are some helpful tips for when you're playing infantry in Battlefield 6. Tip 1. Move from cover to cover. When moving across the battlefield, you should always be going from cover to cover. Ideally, you should be at most only partially visible to the enemy and know exactly how to get into full cover should you get hit by an enemy round. You can do this either by moving sideways or crouching back down into full cover. The only time you should really be fully exposed is when you are transitioning to another piece of cover. Now that leads us to tip 2. Don't pop out from the same place twice. If an enemy got the jump on you and already has you in their sights, the worst thing you can do is stay exposed and try right there to win that gunfight. The second worst thing you can do is go back into cover and then pop back out exactly where you had been. Find a different angle to attack your enemy from. Trust me, they'll be expecting you from there. Tip 3. Preemptive aiming. If you know or suspect an enemy is in a certain location, you should be aiming down your sights prior to exposing yourself. Don't wait until you actually see the enemy to aim. Instead, be scanning the area while aiming down your sight and take the enemy out when you see them. Tip 4. Utilize leaning and mounting. When possible, you should be mounting your weapons for increased accuracy. There are some settings that make this more automatic, but they can kind of be clunky. For example, you can change the mount preset to aim down sights. You should also be using the leaning mechanic. It exposes significantly less of your body and allows you to quickly re-enter full cover. Tip 5. Know your weapon's capabilities. You should always be aware of what your chosen weapon excels in and what it does not. Don't try to engage in long-distance firefights with weapons meant for close-range encounters. Use cover and smoke to try to close the distance between you and your enemies. But this also goes the other way around. Don't try to take on enemies in close quarters with a gun meant for long-range engagements. You're going to be at a huge disadvantage there. Tip 6. Adjust your settings. If you haven't already, you should adjust your settings to something that you prefer. Especially make sure that you lower those dead zones if you're playing with a controller. Beyond that, there is no one correct way to set your settings because, everyone's different. Anyways, I hope these tips helped. Like, subscribe for more Battlefield videos.